All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, Earl throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Earl. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Hill on the return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's see what you got.
Brissett now. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
You gonna see me in your nightmare. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Shift, shift. Out, out. Bang, 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 bang. Jump, jump.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Matt Breida hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Throwing again. Earl looking deep downfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Here I come again. Here I come again. 52, by 52. Tackle. Where's 52? Run it.
First down, Brissett. And he rifles one incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Strip that ball. Zoom. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Here we go. Watch the twist.
Throwing, Brissett. They complete it to Hill. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. On second down, Eckler. Well, that gives him a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
To throw on third down. Earl. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
18 on the play. And the Saints first down.
On the double. Like 7. Man, I got you. Man, I got you. George, what? 7, Mike 7. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Running on first down, Eckler. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 22-yard line.
Tight ends what? What's tough? Hey, 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 hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down. Like 7.
Looking to throw on second down. Earl. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a toss play to Eckler. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
To throw on second down. Earl. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll get this to Eckler. 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. Looking to throw. Earl. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 3 yards out as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. That pass also evens the ledger for the rookie quarterback. Had the interception earlier, and now he gets the touchdown throw.
The ideal touchdown-interception ratio is, what, 3 to 1 for the best quarterbacks? But he's a rookie. Just getting back to even is a big deal. Increases the confidence his teammates have in him as he tries to become their leader.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they will be a wild card team. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
36. Check 31. Go. Hurry. Go. Mike, 57. Here we go. 57. Mike, 57. You got Trot. You got nothing.
They go counter with Breida. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Watch the slip. 57's the mic. 57's the mic. Army. 57's the mic. Watch it. Go.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. It's Hill, complete.
I got you, boy.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Mike 52. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Hey, me and you all day.
Out of the gun, Brissett. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free.
SOS. Switch it. Come on, switch it. No, check that. We want Mike 52 right here. Mike 52. All day, dog. Alert 3. Alert what? 25. Check 25. Shit.
On second down, a run with Breida. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a third down and 6 to go.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They got to get to the 23 here on third.
Hey, Mike 52. 52's the mic, boys. 52. Yeah.
They just get the play off. Now Brissett letting one go deep for the... And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Curtis Samuel, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. And an alley to run. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Off play action. Earl. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zay Jones that time, and it's 3rd and 4.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Earl. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Check, 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 check. Jim, 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 Jim. Let's go. Come on. 57.
To throw is Brissett. Eluding the pressure right. Gets this one to Hill. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And getting our first update now from Nashville. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. On 1st down, here's Breida. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. They'll swing this complete out to Hill. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 17-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
zone now. Brissett. Open man is Ross, complete. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends.
So we got man. Check 24, check 24.
They'll try to run with Breida. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Hey, go now. Boom. 61. Match box. Right, he's coming. We got double up. Check.
On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Matt Breida with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Come on now.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. T.J. Logan, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
They're on 17-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. A final shot before break. Earl. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Earl. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. No gain there on the completion. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Here's a 2nd and 7. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jamal Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point right down the middle, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Saints 14.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Bissett. Escapes the sack. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Motion. Mike's 57. 57's right. Hey, that QB's trash. Echo.
From the gun, here's Bissett. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
1st and 10 at the 40.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, watch it, watch it. No, motion. Reset. Trump. Hey, Mike 52. Okay.
This is Logan. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Single. Check number 6. Off. Go. Mark 57. Come on. You better bring it.
Now on 2nd and 13. Brissett. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Here we go. 57's the mic. Watch 57. I got you, boy. Let go. 57.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. There he goes right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play too.
Brissett now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Logan. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Brissett to throw on 1st. Flushed out right. And going deep for Hill. And this is caught at the 20. They give him a gain of 37.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Brissett. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Brissett. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Harold Landry, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now Brissett. And going deep for Hill. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. What a tough spot to miss a kick, just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun. Earl looking for his running back, and he's got him. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the 1st down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. And watch that. And watch the ball. Tighten up. Tighten up. Alert flare. Alert flare. 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 Deuce. 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 Tight dog. Tight dog. Tight dog. Check 37. Check 37. Nice on. Time on. Check. Boom. Boom.
A 1st down throw for Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Raekwon McMillan came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Kill, kill. Turn it up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up.
Now it's Breida. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Steelers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line.
Brissett sets to throw it. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida. Pushing through tacklers at the 30. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Kelvin Harmon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep.
Let's go.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Chris Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Looking to throw. Earl. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 15, but it's 3rd down.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Screen. Mike 10.
From the gun, Earl. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Chris Jones racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Check nickel. Mike 7. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On 4th down. Earl. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Chris Jones. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Brissett. forced out to his left. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 2nd and 5. In trouble, and he's taken down. Chris Jones in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Earl. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. On 4th down, Earl. Now a desperation throw deep. And got his man complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Earl. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Check 24. Watch 24. Whip. Watch the whip.
On 3rd down, Earl. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 29. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Here we go. He looks the outlaw. Go.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Pittsburgh, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.